In this lesson, we'll cover the basics of masking. And so masking is basically going to give us the ability to hide and reveal parts of our layer. So it's a wonderful option that we have in Photoshop, but it is a complex concept for some to understand. So we're going to get into the very basics. I've got my brush tool activated. I've got a layer here with this image, and we're going to apply the layer mask to this image. Again, this is meant to be a very basic overview of how masking works. So when you paint on a layer mask, basically the layer mask is a grayscale canvas that is applied to your layer so that we are able to hide or reveal parts of the layer. So the way this works is I will paint, and I could use technically any painting tool. So we're using the paintbrush in this instance. And so we are going to paint right now with 100% black. And what you notice is it basically looks like it cuts out part of that image. So it reveals the layer beneath it, which technically we have nothing else in this file. So it's showing us that transparent background that we've got back there. Now, if I were to take this black and change it to, maybe close to 50% gray, it's not exact, and we paint with it, you'll notice that we still see some of those pixels. And we'll just do this a couple times and see the results each time. And you'll notice that we start to see just slightly different amount, and then we'll drop it even further. And then we see we're keeping more of those pixels from the photo. So basically the way it works is if you paint with 100% black, it shows whatever's on the layer beneath it. In this case, because we have no other layers, it's showing us our background of the actual Photoshop document. And then as you tone down to different variations of gray, the closer that color is to black, you get to see more of that background. Or more of the photo and less of the background. And then as we go through, the lighter that gray becomes, we're going to be able to see more of the photo and less of the background beneath it. Okay, so as we work in Photoshop, it's going to be really critical for you to know that masks are going to give us a lot of power. The best thing about it is that they're non-destructive. So at any point, if I want to paint with white, and I just switched my foreground and background color, I can bring it all back. Okay, and it's like magic. And now all of that disappears. So it's going to give us a lot of control. And again, we'll learn a lot more intermediate level skills as we go along. But just keep in mind, as we go through, it's a grayscale layer mask. So anything we paint on it is going to be in a shade of gray, which could be black or any shade of gray in between gray and white. So whenever you paint with black, it shows beneath, and whenever you paint with white, it brings back your image. And so it's non-destructive. Our image is always going to be there, and we have a lot more control over what we're designing and creating and painting.